I'd like to demonstrate some of the changes to the BTSpeak editor, starting with find and then find and replace. After that, we'll take a quick look at opening and saving files direct from within the BTSpeak editor. So let's start with a demonstration of simple find. I'll just check where I am with whchord.
At line 1, in demo.txt.
The file is demo.txt, that's the correct file. It's got a couple of sentences about Dean Blasey, which are a result of a ChatGPT Ask AI request. So what I'm going to do is type fchord for find.
Enter text to find.
So I'm going to type in DEANE, and I'm going to read current line, C-chord.
Enter text to find, Dean.
And it said Dean. Now, did I do a capital D or a lowercase d? I'm not sure. It doesn't matter in this instance, but if I'm doing a replace, it would matter. So I'm going to go to the start of the line with .13 chord.
D.
And we hear D. Now I'm just going to do current character, and it will tell us if it's a capital or a lowercase letter.
D.
No, I'll just check spelling current word as well.
Dean. D-E-A-N-E.
And I just pressed current word twice there. No, so what we want to do is delete the current character.
D.
Yes, we're on D.
D.
And that's lower D chord is delete character.
E.
And we're on E now. I'll just double check that it's E.
Echo.
Yes, it is. So I'm going to do a caps D with .7 and D. And now let's just spell the current word to make sure it's as we expect.
Dean. Cap D-E-A-N-E.
So I'm going to hit enter, and this should end the search and take us to the first position in the file where the word Dean appears. So I'm pressing enter now.
Dean Blasey is an American engineer and entrepreneur known for his contributions to technology for the visually impaired.
That's matched. We'll read the current line to be sure.
Dean Blasey is an American engineer and entrepreneur known for...
Yes, and let's just check where we are in the file.
At line 2, in demo.txt.
So this is the first word in the file. Let's search for another instance of Dean with fchord and .8. Think of .8 as going forward, and find with fchord.
This is the only occurrence.
And this is the only occurrence of the word Dean. If we instead looked for Blasey, we'd find a couple of examples. So let's do find once again. So fchord.
Enter text to find.
I'll do a capital this time, capital B-L-A-Z-I-E. And I'm now going to hit enter.
Dean Blasey is an American engineer and entrepreneur known for his...
Okay, I'm just stopping speech temporarily. Let's do a whchord.
Line 2, column 7, in demo.txt.
And we know that it's found that because it was Dean Blasey with the first two words on that line. Let's search again.
He co-founded Blasey Engineering, a company that developed Braille note-takers and other... Blasey's work has been recognized with various awards and honors in the field.
And we can search back as well by using fchord with .7, which goes in the other direction.
He co-founded Blasey Engineering, Dean Blasey is an American engineer and entrepreneur known for his contribution.
Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Now let's go to the top of the file.
Top of file.
And this time we'll do a find and replace. So I'm going to do fchord with .7 and 8.
Enter text to find and replace.
So we are going to search for Blasey, B-L-A-Z-I-E. I'm going to press enter.
Replace with.
Replace with. Let's be creative and say amazing, A-M-A-Z-I-N-G. I'm going to press enter.
Enter R to replace, A to replace all, S to skip this instance, or Z chord to exit.
So we're at the point now where the first instance of Blasey has been found. So we now have some options. We can press R to replace this particular match. We can press A to make all replacements, or we can press S to skip this particular instance. And there are a couple of other things we can do here too. We can read current line C chord to find out what line this replacement will appear on.
Dean Blasey is an American engineer and entrepreneur known for his contributions to technology for the visually impaired. Enter R to replace, A to replace all, S to skip this instance, or Z chord to exit.
But what's more, we can also use whchord to find out the exact location where the replace will occur.
Line 2, column 8, in demo.txt. Enter R to replace, A to replace all, S to skip this instance, or Z chord to exit.
So let's select A for all.
Replaced 5 occurrences.
All those lines have been edited where Blasey was found. it's changed to amazing. So let's have a go. Let's do an ER chord.
Dean Amazing is an American engineer and entrepreneur known for his contributions to technology for the visually impaired. He co-founded Amazing Engineering, a company that developed braille note-takers and other assistive devices. His innovations have significantly impacted the accessibility and usability of technology for blind and visually impaired individuals. Amazing's work has been recognized with various awards and honors in the field of assistive technology.
All right, well, not too bad, and very, very accessible. Now, Find and Replace does have some parameters that allow it to be more specific. For example, you can make it case sensitive, so you need to exactly match the right case. You can also search using irregular expressions, which are very sophisticated wildcards. Not for the faint of heart, but extremely powerful once you understand how they work. So let's have a quick look at these parameters.
Top of file.
We'll do Find first of all with F chord.
Enter text to find.
If we want a case-sensitive search, we use Meta with C, that's .8 and C.
Enter text to find.
Now press Meta C.
Enter text to find case sensitive.
And you heard it say case sensitive. I'll do it again.
Enter text to find.
And the case sensitivity is taken away. It's a toggle. If you are someone who wants to do regular expression searches, such as myself, then you do Meta with R.
Enter text to find. Enter text to find regular expression. Enter text to find.
Now that we've got a couple of things in our search buffer, what we're going to do is use space with .1 in Find, and we can find the last things we searched for in this editor session. Basically since your last Deep Escape or reboot.
Bleezy.
So we've got Blazy. I'll just check the spelling of that with current word twice.
Bleezy. B-L-A-Z-I-E.
And we'll go up again with one chord.
Amazing.
Amazing. And we'll check the spelling.
Amazing. A-M-A-Z-I-N-G.
And let's search for that, and all we need to do is to press Enter.
Dean Amazing is an American engineer and entrepreneur.
And there we are. I'd like to finish Find and Replace with a quick demonstration in a Braille file, just to show you some of the improvements there. Now I know that I have a Braille quick note as file number 6, so I'm going to just demo how to get to file 6 very quickly. We hit J chord for jump.
File number.
And we're going to type in lower F. We could type F as well, and that will go to the 6th open file in the BTSpeak.
Note 138.brl is open. File 6 of 6.
And there we are. And it told us there as well that this is file 6 of 6, just to confirm. Now let me just check where I am.
At line 2, in Note 138.brl.
So I'm just going to move down so that you can hear this text in Braille that I brailled in.
I like traffic lights, but only when they're green.
Okay, little Monty Python reference there. So I'm just going to get to the start of this line so that we're all good to go. In fact, I'll go above.
Blank.
Now, what happens when we go into Find now?
Enter text to find. Literary Braille.
All right. Literary Braille. This is because it's a Braille file that is in the editor, and we need to match the exact same characters in our search in order to get a successful find match. What I'm going to do is type in Literary Braille, something like green, G-R-E-E-N contraction. I'll just check the spelling of the word.
Green, G-R-E-E-N.
I'll go to the start of the input text.
G-R-E, low E, new line.
And you'll see that we have all of that information that we need. I'll press Enter, and it should hopefully find the last word of the file.
I like traffic lights, but only when they're green.
Let's read current word.
Green. G-R-E-E-N.
And there we are, WH chord.
Line 3, column 34, in Note 138.brl.
So in a nutshell, that is Find and Replace, and a quick look at Jump to File in the editor. I just want to show you a quick way to get to a particular line or a particular column when you're in the BTSpeak editor. This is with Meta G for Go To, so I'll press that now.
Enter line number, or line number, comma, and column number, computer Braille.
Now, that's meant to say comma. That's telling you that we need to use a comma in our syntax. If we just want to go to line 1, we can just type in 1 and enter.
On line 1, column 1.
Now, what if we want to go to column 40, for example, on the current line? Let's demo that. We'll go to the end of the file.
End of file.
and we'll go to the start of the last line.
Dot 6. I like traffic lights but only when they're green.
We'll do meta with G, so dot 8 with G.
Enter line number, or line number, comma, and column number, computer braille.
So instead of entering a line number, we'll just enter a comma, which is dot 6, and then we'll type in 40 dropped letters and hit enter.
On line 6, column 40.
And we'll just check current character.
New line.
It's a new line.
Space, low F.
And moving backwards, we've got the exclamation mark after green and a space. Now we're going to do a quick look at opening and saving files from within the editor. First of all, let me jump back to file 5.
File number?
I did J-chord. I'm going to press E this time.
Demo.txt is open. File 5 of 6.
And we're in file 5 as you heard. You can in fact use any letter from A through to Z or Z to go to any of the first 26 files that you have open in the editor. And remember, those files always stay open unless you choose to close them yourself. A big enhancement to the editor from the way it worked originally. So what I'm going to do is use Control-O. This is the save file or save selection command, and you can specify a file name. So I'll start by checking where I am.
At line 2, in demo.txt.
So I'm at the start of the line.
Dean Amazing is an American.
Dean Amazing. What I'm going to do is set a mark.
Mark set.
And I'm going to move to the end of the file.
End of file.
And I'll just check where I am here with WH chord.
Mark is 4 lines above. Cursor at line 6, in demo.txt.
So I'm at the start of line 6, and we know the mark is 4 lines above. So we have a block selected, essentially. So now I'm going to type Control-O, O with dots 7 and 8.
Right selection to file.
Right selection to file. We can now type in a file name. So I'm going to type in /home/pi/ and I want this to go into the BT Speak Quick Notes folder. Now, how would I do that? I'm going to do a capital B, and I'm going to do a capital T, and now I'm going to press the Tab key. To press Tab, it's space with dots 4, 5. And this should, if we're lucky, expand to the only matching file or folder that exists.
/home/pi/BT Speak.
There we go. That worked. Now I need to now do a slash because I'm at the end of BT Speak, and I can do a capital Q, and I can hit Tab again.
/home/pi/BT Speak /Quick Notes/.
And let's call this amazing, amazing.txt. So before we send this off, we can read the current line.
Right selection to file. /home/pi/BT Speak /Quick Notes/amazing.txt.
But we can also review it very efficiently. Let's go to the start of the line first.
/.
I'm moving by character now.
HOME/PI.
I'm going to go back to the start of the line because there's a more efficient way of doing this.
/.
I'm now going to move right by words.
Home.
So /home,
pi, BT Speak.
BT Speak. So it's moving between the different elements of the path. Now, BT Speak, you may or may not know, has mixed case in its name. So let's just check using say word.
BT Speak.
And let's press current word again, dots 2, 5 chord.
Cap B, Cap T, Cap S, P, E, A, K.
And now we know for certain that the capitalization is capital BTS, and then PEAK is lowercase.
Quick Notes.
Quick Notes.
Quick Cap Q, U, I, C, K, Cap N, O, T, E, S. Amazing.
And
TXT.
So that's our line. I'm going to press enter.
File saved.
And the file is saved. What if I want to open this file? What do I do? Well, it's pretty easy. We use Control-R in that instance, and I'll do that now.
Open existing or new file from /home/pi/.
Now, as you just heard, we're already in /home/pi, and there's a trailing slash, so all we need to do is to type the rest of the file name and the rest of the path. BT, both capitals, tab.
BT Speak.
Then slash, then Q, then tab.
BT Speak /Quick Notes/.
And we're now going to type in AM tab,
BT speak / quick notes / amazing.txt.
and we'll press enter.
Amazing.txt is open.
Okay, so now we're going to use ER-Chord to start reading through the file to make sure that the file that we saved and the file that we opened both are as we expect. Here we go.
Dean Amazing is an American engineer and entrepreneur known for his contributions to technology for the visually impaired. He co-founded Amazing Engineering, a company that developed Braille note-takers and other assistive devices. His innovations have significant...
I just pressed Z-Chord to stop ER-Chord, and I'll just check where we are.
His innovations have significantly...
And yes, we have line indexing working. So this is another small but useful change that you can now use Z-Chord to stop ER-Chord when in the editor. Along with this change is that a Z-Chord is set up now to cancel when you're in the editor. So if you go into Find and change your mind, you can press Z-Chord to return to where you were, or from any dialog in the editor, Z-Chord should return you to where you came from.